Welcome to Lead with Clarity. This is a space for leaders who want to grow without losing themselves in the process. Each episode is a short reflection on leadership, influence, and the inner work that shapes how we show up for others. It's not hype, not noise, just clear thinking for the journey of leading well. Today's episode is entitled Growth and Comfort Do Not Coexist, Ginni Rometty's Challenge to Every Leader. Here we go. There's a feeling most leaders know well but rarely talk about. It's the feeling of having things under control. The calendar is predictable, the team is running smoothly, the results are holding, and for a brief moment everything feels exactly the way it should. That feeling has a name. It's comfort. And if you're not careful, it will cost you more than you realize. Ginni Rometty, the former chairman and CEO of IBM, said something that I keep coming back to. She said, "Growth and comfort do not coexist." That's it. 7 words. No qualification, no exception, no footnote. She meant it exactly the way it sounds. And she said it from a position of credibility few people on earth have earned. She led one of the world's most iconic companies through a period of profound disruption, transforming IBM's entire business model while the industry shifted beneath her feet. She wasn't speaking from a conference stage hypothetical. She was speaking from the experience of doing that hard thing at scale for years. Here's what I find most interesting about this quote. It's not inspirational in the conventional sense. It doesn't make you feel good. It makes you feel accountable. When you hear it, you have to ask yourself an honest question. Where am I comfortable right now? And what is that comfort costing me? I've worked with senior leaders across industries, and I've seen this play out the same way again and again and again. The executive who stops seeking feedback because they've been in the role long enough. The leader who avoids restructuring a struggling team because the conversation feels too hard. The organization that keeps investing in what worked 3 years ago because questioning it feels disloyal to the people who built it. In every one of those situations, the problem was not a lack of talent. It was a tolerance for comfort that had quietly replaced the drive to grow. Now here's where a lot of people get this wrong. They hear growth requires discomfort, and they interpret that as a call to manufacture chaos, to always be disrupting, to never allow a period of steadiness or consolidation. That is not what Rometty is saying. And it's not what I'm saying. Stability has a place in leadership. There are times where holding the line, executing well, and reinforcing culture is exactly the right move. The issue is not comfort itself. The issue is when comfort becomes the goal. When avoiding discomfort becomes the organizing principle of your decisions. That's the line. And great leaders know the difference. Reframe comfort not as a destination, but as a signal. When you notice it, treat it as information. Ask yourself whether what you are feeling is the earned steadiness of disciplined execution, or whether it's the slow drift of avoidance dressed up as satisfaction. The leaders who sustain growth over the long arc of a career are not the ones who never feel comfortable. They're the ones who never stay comfortable when growth is still available to them. They audit their own routines. They name the conversations they've been avoiding. They create environments where their teams feel safe enough to push back and grow rather than settle. And they understand that the stretch, the discomfort, the unfamiliar challenge, that is not a problem to manage. That is the work. Before your next leadership meeting, sit with one question. Where in your role right now are you choosing comfort over growth? Not because the comfortable path is wrong, but because you owe yourself the honesty of knowing the difference. Ginni Rometty built that honesty into how she led one of the largest organizations on earth. It's available to all of us at whatever scale we operate. Growth and comfort do not coexist. That's not a criticism. It is a choice point. And the leaders who take it seriously, who treat their discomfort as a compass rather than something to eliminate, are the ones who tend to look back on their careers with the deepest sense of having done something that mattered. Comfort is not a reward. It's a signal. What you do with it is leadership.